Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we are delighted that you've welcomed us into your home. We certainly would love to hear from you, so send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well, today our guest is Deacon Greg Kandra. He is a Catholic author, a journalist, and a blogger who has written several books and is also the creator of a blog called The Deacon's Bench. And his books are available at ewtnrc.com. And we certainly had a lovely time getting to meet Deacon Greg and reading his books, going over the beautiful gift that he is to the Catholic Church.
He's got the Busy Person's Guide to Prayer. That was our Monday show. Kind of stole his title and did that. But so he's going to share, I think, on Thursday, primarily about being busy and how we can still pray, and you really can do that. And then he's got a deacon praise, and I think that's going to be the main thing he's going to be focusing upon today. And he's got another book. He's got another book on extraordinary prayer for busy people, something like that. And Joy, he's, I'm sure we're going to share a little bit more, but he's a journalist, he's a blogger, 27 years as a writer and a producer for CBS News. He did the 48-hour show, Sunday morning show, the CBS Evening News. He's won 2 Emmys, 2 Peabody Awards, 4 awards from the Writers Guild of America. I mean, very, very successful.
Yes.
At this. And so, how does he become a deacon? So we want to explore that. What took place that you moved from that to being a deacon? And I tell you, in reading his books, he's obviously a gifted writer. It's amazing, just his communication. He's a great storyteller. I think he's written all the prayers in this book. A deacon prays like 100 prayers. And you really learn the heart of a deacon just by listening to the prayers that he's prayed. So we look forward to sharing with Deacon. And he loves the church. He loves his priest. He loves his bishop, loves the people. Don't you love deacons? I find a lot of people.
We love our deacons at St. Paul's.
Such servants, conformed somehow, some way into the image of Christ the servant. And when you get down to it, that's what it's all about, the way of sacrifice, the way of servanthood by God's grace and God's mercy. So plenty more to come. We'll be right back. We're here to build up the Church of Christ. Don't go away.
Welcome back. We're at home with Jim and Joy, and today our guest is Deacon Greg Kandra. He is a Catholic author, a journalist, and a blogger who has written several books, and he's also the creator of a blog called The Deacon's Bench. And all of his great books are available at ewtnrc.com. You can certainly visit his website called thedeaconsbench.com. Well, Deacon Greg, we are just so excited to have you here. And we want you first to tell our family. Jim kind of gave a little bit out in your bio, but tell our family a little bit about your raising, your rearing, who you are, and then we're going to go into why your vocation to the diaconate.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. It's my first visit to Alabama.
Good.
And my first visit to EWTN, so thank you very much for having me. I was a cradle Catholic, born and raised. I grew up in Maryland, went to Catholic school, and went to the University of Maryland, and wanted more than anything to be a writer and to be a journalist. And I started out majoring in journalism, and then I switched to English because the English program was a lot easier. All I had to do was read books and write papers. And I could do that and spend a lot of time working on the college newspaper, the Diamondback, which was great.
Who was your inspiration for that? Do you have somebody? You're the only person I've ever heard say that. That I wanted to go into this field. I wanted to be, a journalist. Who inspired you in that? It was just in you, or what?
The person that transformed my life was E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web. I remember when I was in 4th or 5th grade, Sister Matthew Christie read us that book, and I couldn't shake it. I absolutely fell in love with it. And when I got into college, I rediscovered E.B. White and discovered all the other writings that he had done. And I just more and more wanted to be a writer. And I also, when I was in high school, I was the editor of our high school paper. And I worked on the yearbook and all that other stuff. And when I graduated from college, there were no journalism jobs out there. It was the middle of the last big recession, and newspapers were folding left and right. But I was able, through my parents, they knew someone who knew someone, got a job as a production secretary at CBS in the Washington Bureau. And
What year are you talking, approximately?
1982.
Okay.
I graduated college 81. I started working for CBS in 82 and worked there 27 years, first in Washington. Then after a couple of years, I took the writing test, and they moved me to New York, where I became a writer in CBS Radio. And from there moved into writing for television.
Tell
And-
us again, I mentioned a few of them, but the shows you were writing for, who you were working
Oh
with.
my,
what
it was
happening. I mean, you were really
an
in it.
incredible run. I was so blessed. And I worked on, the first show I did was called America Tonight with Charles Kuralt and Leslie Stahl, which was during the first Gulf War. It was a late night show that was on at 11:30. Then I wrote for a magazine show called Street Stories with Ed Bradley. Then I moved to 48 Hours with Dan Rather. I wrote a number of Dan Rather's radio reports. He had a series called Dan Rather Reporting. And then from there, I moved to 60 Minutes 2, which was the spinoff of 60 Minutes. And finished up, I did some work on Sunday Morning, and then was the founding editor of Couric and Company, which was Katie Couric's blog, when she was the anchor of the Evening News. And then I was a writer for the CBS Evening News for a short time. So it was an amazing run.
Yeah, you
with
really
some
have the
incredible
pinnacle of
people.
the business, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so, where faith all throughout that time. Not many priests at CBS, or deacons at CBS, or sisters at CBS. So, what was going on that you moved in a more definitive direction to wanting to communicate the life of the church and our Lord Jesus Christ, or being called to the diaconal ministry? What intersected with your life at this time?
Well, the defining event that really marks the before and after of my life was 9/11. And being in New York when that happened, working at CBS, working 12, 13, 14-hour days, 7, 8, 9, 10 days at a time, covering that story, being in the middle of it, experiencing it, walking through it, seeing the aftermath of it, really was a wake-up call for me. And I'd always been, a pretty good Catholic, good enough, but this really made me think more about my faith and my faith journey and my life. For a while, like a lot of young people, I thought of becoming a priest at one point. And then I discovered girls, and that put an end to that. But this really redirected me back to my faith, and I began reading more about my faith.
Yeah.
And one of the people I discovered was Thomas Merton. And I started making retreats at a Trappist monastery. And for a while, I was discerning becoming a third order Trappist or a lay Cistercian. But one of the people I met on one of the retreats was a deacon. I didn't know much about deacons. We didn't really have one in my parish when I was growing up. But listening to him speak, he was young. All the deacons I had ever encountered were older. This was a guy who was even younger than me. I was in my early 40s. And he preached a homily at one of the liturgies at the monastery in English, French, and Spanish. And he was so charismatic, and I was just blown away. And something said to me, that's what you should be doing. And I came home from the retreat, and I said to my wife, guess what? I'm going to be a deacon.
And she
And
said,
she said, no, you're not. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. And so she said, this is something you can wait. You can do this after you retire if you really, your heart is set on this. So we both put it on the back burner, and immediately deacons started appearing in my life in strange and unexpected ways. And it was the Holy Spirit prompting me and saying, think about this. This is really something you should be doing now, not later. And I know, and you probably know, men who discern this for years and years and years. For me, it was a matter of weeks. I came back from retreat in April, and in May I was applying to become a deacon. And I started the following fall, and here I am. The rest is history.
That's called the fast track.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. And so at what point did your wife come on board with you? I mean, that's kind of, it got expedited. So obviously
Yeah.
your beautiful wife was like, okay, hon, because as a deacon and being a deacon, I mean, they have to sign up too because
Yeah.
it's part of their journey, right?
Absolutely. Well, she was on board because she was starting to experience the same sort of thing that I was in her prayer life and personally, that she really felt God was pulling us both in this direction. And when I said, I really think this is something I should do now, she said, I think you're right.
Yes.
And she was with me all the way. She's been incredible support.
Okay.
The wind beneath my wings,
There
as
you
I
go.
tell people.
And so in your diocese, I know in our diocese, it's a 5-year plan. So is that how it was for you in New York?
Your
Yeah, we-
diocese is Brooklyn?
Yes, the Diocese of Brooklyn, which is both Brooklyn and Queens. And it was 5 years. It was a year of what they call aspirancy, which is sort of
Right.
going to class 1 day a week with our wives and seeing how it felt. And they get a chance to size us up, and we size up the program and see how it feels. And then after that, 4 years of candidacy. And I was ordained in May of 2007. So it's been 14 years.
And you've been busy ever since.
Yes, I have. I've been a busy deacon.
You've actually written at least 2 books I know on busyness because you're a real busy guy. But just remember, I want to go back in your story about 9/11 and the impact upon you, because you keep saying how it impacted you and what happened. What was it? I mean, did you get in touch with just your own mortality? Anything can happen quick. Was it evil? Evil's really evil? Is it like, how could we who were so safe, the strongest nation, what was it that you smelled and got the taste of? It was just fear for your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like what the magnitude of that to change the course of your career? What was it?
I think it was realizing the uncertainty and the unpredictability and everything that I had worked for. All these wonderful awards that were cluttering up my office could be gone in a heartbeat. Everything that I had ever wanted. And I had a career that most people would kill for, to be able to do the things I did and work with the people that I'd worked with, and realizing that it was all dust, literally, and could be gone overnight. And in the days after the towers fell, in our neighborhood, seeing all the missing posters tacked to bus stops and lampposts, being able to smell the smoke from our apartment, even though it was 10 miles away as it drifted over New York. All the memorial services. I remember one night, just several days after all this happened, walking from my office. We worked at 57th and 11th in Manhattan, and walking to the subway. And every house, there was a candle in the window or a flag hanging in the window. And there was this sense of something dramatic had happened and changed us. It really made me just think very differently about my life and what my life was made of and what I was supposed to do with my life.
Yeah.
And now as a nation, we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. And also what had happened in our nation and in churches throughout the United States was people were coming back having that same experience. So churches were full, right? And people were kind of like in that same place where, oh my gosh, we are so vulnerable. We think we're the strongest nation in the whole wide world and nothing can happen to us. And where were you when the towers?
Yeah, I was working at my office at 60 Minutes. And they called me and said, we need you across the street to start writing special reports. And so I went, and I was, spent the next 13 hours doing that. But my wife has an interesting story. When she heard what had happened, she reached into her dresser drawer and she had all these rosaries. Everybody sends you rosaries. Send us $1 and we'll give you a rosary. So she had all these rosaries that had been sent from all over the world that she had stockpiled. She didn't know what to do with. She took them to church. And people had started gathering at our parish in Queens, and she gave out rosaries to people.
Yeah.
Several weeks later, we were on a cruise, and the couple that was our table mates that were not Catholic. And everybody was asking, where were you
right.
when this happened? And Siobhan told that story. And the woman who was our table mate was so moved by that, she never forgot it. And a couple of years later, she entered the Catholic Church.
My gosh.
And she took my wife's name, Siobhan, as her confirmation name.
What a great story.
And that's turned out to be very apropos because Siobhan is Gaelic for Joan, and Joan is the patron saint of the military. The woman was a former member of the military. So you never know how God's going to work.
Right.
It's incredible.
Well, tell us about your book, A Deacon Prays, Prayers and Devotions for Liturgy and Life. Ave Maria Press. Did they approach you? You approached them? We just have the book on deacons, or I don't read that many books, you know, for deacons. It goes beyond deacons as well, I would say. But how did this come about?
I had done a couple small books of reflections, one for Advent and one for Lent for Ave Maria. And they said, if you have any ideas for books, let us know. So one morning, it was a couple of years ago, before Holy Week, I was in the bathroom shaving and thinking about all the things that I was going to have to be doing over the next several days. And I said, wouldn't it be interesting if there were actually prayers for deacons as they're approaching these moments? And I'm thinking, this is interesting. Maybe there's a book here. And so I thought about a book of prayers just for deacons, from their life, from their ministry, by a deacon who had experienced all of this. And I contacted my editor, and I said, what do you think? And she said, that's great. Can you do 100 of them?
Right.
Yes.
And I said, well, I don't know about that. But
Write 100 prayers.
Yeah. Can you do 100 prayers? I said, well, let's see. Let's give it a shot. And this is the result.
It's beautiful. Prayers for daily life, and you got numerous prayers on the day for daily life. Prayers for ministry, diaconal prayers, seasonal prayers, prayers of petition, prayers for a community in crisis, devotional prayers, prayer intentions, and notes. And you know, we think, I really do think people in the church love deacons. They just kind of do. A lot of people can relate to them. And I think you said this, is it 20,000 or 20, how many thousand?
Between 19 and 20,000
It's amazing.
in the
You know,
U.S.
I didn't think that. And, you know, so would I have bought this book? Maybe, maybe not. You know, I have to read it because you're coming on. And, but, you know, I fell in love with the book because I got a deacon's heart, you know, reading it, because I have a heart for my wife and for ministry. I know you have a heart for your wife as well, and that's a priority in your life. But you know, it just comes through what a deacon is. And so what is the deacon? What is a deacon? What does he do? And your prayers for ministry, prayers before serving the poor, prayers before a wake, prayers before baptism, witnessing a marriage, preparing a homily, benediction, chanting the exultet, preaching, teaching, visiting the sick, visiting one in hospice care, parish meeting, RCIA meetings, prison ministry, police chaplains. And you know, then I thought, wow, this is what these guys are doing. I mean, we love our deacons. We see them on Sunday. They're just such great servants. They're doing. We hear a little bit, but there's a list, and you know, there's so much more. You weren't putting it in because I want you to know everything I do. It was about prayer, but you really were listing some of the things that deacons do, and it's like, wow, that's beautiful. That's a lot, you know. And so you catch it, you get it. It's instructive for the laity to see what you're doing, and then the heart of prayer. I mean, as I was going through this, I didn't know you even wrote the prayers regarding diaconal prayers, St. Stephen. I mean, you wrote all the prayers.
Yes.
Yeah, they sound theologically as best I know, but they're really practical and really break it down to real life and what's going on. And lots of these prayers can be prayers that anybody can pray.
Well,
The
that's
anxiety prayers and everything else. That's great.
That's the other thing that I want people to know is that this is not just for deacons.
Right.
It's from a deacon for deacons, but anyone who loves the church, anyone who wants to serve the church, anyone who wants to pray for the church can pray these prayers and feel a part of the body of Christ.
Right. And you bring up the three saints who we can unite with, right? It's St. Stephen, you're going to be martyred.
Yeah.
It's St. Bartholomew, you're going to be
Lawrence.
St. Lawrence, because you're going to be washing
Roasted.
pots, right? And it's going to be difficult.
St. Francis.
And then St. Francis, you have to give it all. And that's so beautiful because those are the three saints that are going to pray for you and assist you on your journey. Lest we
Assist
think it's
deacons, you
something.
mean?
Yeah, for deacons, lest we think it's something else.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us what it was like for you when you step on the stage. Here you are, you're at the altar, and it's like, I really am giving my
In
life
40
away.
seconds, because we're going to a
Oh, we're
break.
going to hold him over.
He's a pro, he can do it.
Okay.
It's very humbling.
Yes.
And every time that I serve Mass, I have to pinch myself. I can't believe I get to do this. And I've had priests who said, can you come and preach for me? All you have to do is come up, do the homily, and then you can leave. And I never want to do that.
Right.
I want to be there on the altar. I want to serve the Mass. Nothing gives me greater joy or fulfillment or humbles me more or fills me with awe as much as being on the altar for Mass.
Greg, we're going to carry you over to the final segment. A deacon prays, Greg Kandra, and just learning more about deacons, how they do what they do, the power of God, working in and through them, their conformity to Christ, the servant. We'll be right back. There's plenty more to come. Don't go away.
Welcome back. We're at home with Jim and Joy. And Hun, I know that you wanted to read something from Deacon's book.
There are so many wonderful prayers. I really strongly encourage you to get the book, not just for deacons, but for all people. And when I read this prayer, a prayer from my pastor, I kind of got better what a deacon is about. And so he's written all the prayers, 100 prayers. Lord, where do I begin? The pews are not full enough. Our collections are not big enough. The bills are too large. The wiring is too old, and the parking lot is too small. And in the middle of it all, there is my pastor. Lord, please help him. Help him to keep a joyful outlook, an energetic spirit, and a forgiving heart. Give him patience to endure many tests. From the parish council, from the hospitality committee, the altar servers, the lectors, the extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion, and the people who don't like incense. Help me to help him, to support him, to cheer him, to encourage him, to pray with him and for him, and to be a sympathetic ear when no one else is around. Help me to be patient with him too. For those times when he thinks a deacon is more a hindrance than a help. Help me to see him through your eyes as your beloved child, seeking to do the impossible, trying to save souls, all while remembering that nothing is impossible with you. Amen. It's funny, it's true, it's love.
It's love. It's God's
You know,
heart.
I read that and I say, this guy gets a priest. So, we know how to criticize, we put them, but it's more than he's really got the guy. And to be loved by somebody, to have somebody studying you, to know you warts and all and what you're about, and to say, I love him, I want to pray for him, I want good in his life. It's like a marriage, that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's just one of your prayers, and all your prayers are kind of like that. I mean, they're wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
And you write one for your bishop and so on, and some people go, I'd like to write a prayer for my bishop or my bishop, but it isn't that attitude. It's an attitude, real service of love, and I'm giving up my life for this guy and for this church and for these people. We only have 2 minutes, but just share us a little bit more about what it means to be a deacon and what happens to you when you become a deacon.
Yeah, this book really does sum it up, and I've said to so many people that this is a labor of love for me. My love for my church, my love for my diaconate. And I've often said that it's the second great decision I made in my life, the first being to marry my wife, and the second being to become a deacon. And I've gotten so much out of it, so many riches, so much joy, so much satisfaction. And there's nothing I love more than being a deacon and being able to serve the people of God and to serve his church. And I hope people get a sense of that, and I hope if there's anybody out there who is discerning a vocation to the diaconate, that they'll think about that. God can use us in amazing, amazing ways, and I'm, exhibit A for how that can happen, from where I was to where I am today.
Deacon Greg Kandra, thank you so much for your service to the church. Thanks so much for now being a part of the EWTN family. It's wonderful to have you, and we look forward to unpacking this more fully tomorrow. It's Deacon Praise, Greg Kandra. Isn't it wonderful to be a Christian and grand to be a Catholic? God bless all of our deacons, 20,000 or so. And if you're even thinking about it, do contact the diocese and say, hey, I want to know more about becoming a deacon. I want to discern the possibility of that. They'd be more than happy to speak with you. May God renew our church and set it on fire with love for Christ and for his kingdom. You're never alone. You're an important part of the family. You're always at home with Jim and with Joy. Bye now.